It is Memorial Day, one of the busiest travel days of the year. Tens of thousands of people passed through the Indianapolis International Airport today. And check this out. One of those travelers was former Pacer Roy Hibbert. Great to see him back in town. He was in a TSA pre-check there with his son. They were here to watch the Pacers play last night. He also signed some autographs. And just a reminder, WTHR is your local TV home of The Fever. You can watch The Fever take on the Mystics Wednesday night at 7:30 right here on Channel 13. We are airing 15 more games after Wednesday night. Just scan that QR code. It's at the lower right part of your screen there. You can check the schedule there when you click on that QR code. You can also get straight to the schedule by going to WTHR.com/fever.
There we go. Check the schedule. There we go. All right, and we got big news from the Speedway on this day. Just one day after the Indy 500, the runner-up, Marcus Ericsson, has been penalized and moved to the back of the field along with his teammate Kyle Kirkwood.
So instead of placing second, Ericsson will officially finish 31st, and Kirkwood's finishing position will move from 6th to 32nd. The IndyCar League says this is all because of a post-race inspection that found unapproved modifications to the cars, which could have helped their aerodynamic efficiency. Both drivers have to forfeit their prize money and championship points from their original finish yesterday. They'll also each be fined $1,000, $100,000.
$100,000. And they were not the only drivers penalized. So the league also moved Callum Ilott from 12th place to 33rd after his car failed a post-race inspection as well. So
big news there from the track there. Also at the track today, and on a brighter note, this was picture day for the winner, Alex Palou. The official photo shoot is a tradition on the day after the race. Palou came to the Speedway this year as the two-time defending IndyCar League champion. He opened this season with victories in 4 of the first 5 races. But the big one, the Indy 500, the crown jewel, he'd never won until yesterday. So now he can hold that title as well as an Indy 500 winner.
Yeah, getting his face there on the Borg Warner.
With his little one there with him.
Yeah, his little baby. All right, so we all know with all the fun and excitement of the Indy 500 comes a whole bunch of trash, and we mean a lot of trash.
Look at that.
Especially in the infield. That is where people pack in, but don't always pack out. So you can take a look at some of the things that you see here, and our crew's got a video of people collecting trash, chairs, even entire coolers just left behind in the snake pit and in the stands there. Each year, a lot of nonprofits, I should say, and churches go out and they clean up the track as a fundraiser.
And the Speedway appreciates that very much.
Yeah, that's a lot of work. I mean, again, 350,000 people, at least 100,000 people left something behind.
Of course. And those coolers can be expensive too. That's a little surprising.
Yeah.
Great that the race was actually held yesterday. I know a lot of people were getting a little bit nervous with the raindrops that started falling. It's incredible how few raindrops it takes to delay the start of the race, but they got it off.
And they were looking at Kyle Larson. They didn't know if TK was going to end up stepping in to drive. And so it's just so many narratives and stories and things going on. But I mean, the weather was perfect despite that slight delay.
And check this out. The new Indianapolis Motor Speedway logo for the next running of the Indianapolis 500 was unveiled today. It features a patriotic theme honoring the nation's military and the 250th birthday of the U.S., coinciding with Memorial Day weekend. It'll be a huge Memorial Day weekend, of course, next year with that anniversary.
There we go. All right, let us bring in Rob because he was a part of making sure race day went off with that weather.
It was a frustrating forecast. Yeah. All of the meteorologists and the weather team were texting back and forth days before to try to make sure we had the appropriate
you guys are
forecast.
Oh,
it's absolutely, we were all talking about that because it was such a minuscule rain chance and it was such a minuscule amount of rain. But as Dustin said, huge impact. Much quieter today, much nicer today. It's like we pulled the handle on the slot machine and we came up with a jackpot here. Lots of sunshine, although the high thin clouds have been filtering in, and then we do have temperatures in the 70s. Now, felt very comfortable out there. A bit of an east or a northeast wind. Most temperatures trying to warm up with the sunshine. But now that the high thin clouds have moved in, this is what will start to move back into our forecast for tomorrow. So there are some changes on the way, and you're really going to notice that for your Tuesday. Through this evening, still fairly nice, though. Temperatures cooling down into the 70s. For the Indians game, we're looking at some clouds filtering in and holding us into the 60s through the rest of this evening. I think during the overnight, we'll have more clouds in place with temperatures into the 50s, but not nearly as cool as it has been over the last few mornings. A good bit of cloudiness expected by early morning, and then looking ahead to tomorrow, you'll definitely notice those changes underway. Overnight, the clouds filtering in. You'll start to notice a few showers begin to arrive by tomorrow, especially by midday tomorrow. We'll have some scattered showers throughout the area. They'll be relatively light early, but a better chance during the afternoon. I'll be back with a look at more of the rain chances because we have several more in our long-term forecast. I'll have that for you coming up in just a few.
Rob, thank you so much. It's always good to be able to plan. And travel this holiday weekend could be one for the record books.
And the biggest surge at Indy's airport is starting right now. In fact, right at this very hour.
Yeah, Jenny Runovich is there live tonight with the crowds of visitors now leaving to get back home. How's it looking out there, Jenny?
Well, Felicia and Dustin, you know, we always have a massive influx of travelers for race weekend, Memorial Day weekend. It's why the airport goes all out. Lots of signage welcoming all the visitors. They've got these pop-up merch shops. Lots of people are actually buying souvenir items before they head back home. But this year, travel is actually topping all others. It's expected to be the busiest here at the airport since we hosted the Super Bowl. And right now, 4 to 6 p.m. is crunch time for the most travelers headed back home. We've actually seen that here. As we take you around the concourse, here are some numbers. 23,000 outbound passengers today alone in Indy, 111,000 over the whole holiday weekend. Airlines actually added 20 to 50% more seats for flights in and out of Indy. And it's because we had more than a race this year. We had the Fever, we had the 500, we had the Pacers versus Knicks. And we actually found one family today. Yep, I hear those New Yorkers too. We found one family today who came here to town and took in all three.
We went to the Fever game because my 11-year-old is the biggest Caitlin Clark fan on the planet.
And then for him, you know, being that his mom's from Indianapolis, the 500 is a rite of passage, right? So we had no baseball tournaments this weekend, so here we are. And then the Pacers was for Dad. I'm a huge Pacer fan, so had to go see it.
Had to do it. That family giving our city rave reviews for all those events. Truly an epic week for Indy and for visitors. As for travelers who are coming here to the airport and headed out, we took a look at the departure list. There are some delays. Denver, Vegas, Houston, Baltimore, Boston, a couple of delays here, but otherwise things have been pretty smooth. The Real ID moving smoothly as well. And yes, we did see a lot of New Yorkers, Dustin and Felicia, but one in particular had a really interesting story, and I'm looking forward to sharing that with you tonight at 5. Let's just say, in addition to flying, he used his feet a lot in our city. So we'll explain that tonight at 5.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
All right, Jenny, you watch your back out there with those Knicks fans.
Hopefully somebody's protecting you.
Right? Yeah.
All right, let us know if you need backup. We'll be out there right away. Speedy quick.
Well, thankfully, we don't have New York traffic problems. Not even close to it. What's it looking like today? Although I know a lot of people are out on the roads today, Rob.
Yeah, overall it's looking pretty good. Had a couple of minor issues that popped up. There was an accident here on Rockville Road. That one's been on the board for a while, so likely cleaning up. Also some issues with an incident on the shoulder here on 70 westbound, but that has been cleaned up. It was near Emerson earlier. We'll go to one of the traffic cameras. This was pointed at that shoulder cleanup as the crews were out there putting something out there to help clean up whatever was on the shoulder, but things appear to be moving pretty nicely. Are seeing some slowdowns here though. 65 between the splits, so 65 and 70 between the north and south splits. A bit of additional traffic heading southbound. Keep an eye on that, but overall much lighter than we would normally expect because it is a holiday.